if I ever need you, I need you.
Oh, living water, oh, my Redeemer, if I ever needed you, I need you now. If I ever wanted you, I want you now.
There's no better time.
If I ever needed you, I need you now.
There's no better time.
If I ever needed you, I need you. Hey. If I ever wanted you, I want you now. If I ever needed you, I need you. If I ever need.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at Manor Park Center. Here we are in solidarity, standing to support the over 77 taxi operators that have been murdered since the beginning of this year. Today is an outrage. Today is a day of mourning. Mourning the loss of these drivers that have their families, women and children to support. The taxi operators are one of the most ticketed of cars in Jamaica, and also one of the high revenue achievers by the government. Yet still, they are the most ticketed, yet still, they are the most ill-treated on the streets. Jamaica, today we join in solidarity with the President Egerton Newman and all the others that will be here today. Look at the Mountain View Avenue areas. The people of Eastern Kingston cannot get a taxi late at night, anytime after 10 o'clock, because of fear of being murdered. Yet still, nothing is really happening on or for the taxi operator in Eastern Kingston. So we stand in solidarity today. We need your support. Join with us for the over 77 taxi operators that has been mourned or murdered this year. We mourn their loss. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we join with Egerton Newman, the president of TARDS. Mr. Newman, I know that you're concerned because you're always on the forefront of the struggles for your workers and your association. Tell us a little bit more about what is happening in the industry.
Well, you know, one of the major concerns we have today is the number of taxi and bus operators that have been murdered since the start of the year. And we believe that the time has come for us as a sector to make it known that it is not looking good for us. It is said that we work 18 hours per day. We have to reduce that drastically now. We can no longer work at nights because we're afraid of our lives. And we are calling on government, on the society to understand what the sector is going through at this time. And so today is dubbed a National Day of Mourning for the public transport sector, the number of lives that have been lost in the sector. If it is 1, if it is 100, if it is 77, we are concerned about the effect it is having on the sector as also on the gross domestic product of our country. We are a high achiever. We are at the first phase of any production. We are the movers and shakers of the country, productive sector. And we are saying today, we need help to address the safety and security of our members in the sector. So to share our knowledge of what is happening in the sector.
What is the morals of your taxi driver at this time? I know it's very low based on the high rate of murder, but how are they coping with this disaster?
The morals of the sector is very low at this time for many reasons. main one is the violence against us, extortion, what's called low income. That is a key factor, low income, which allow us to work late at night and which allow us to lose our lives. And so we are saying that it is important that governments sit with us. When I say government, I mean the agencies of government sit with us and help to carve out a way that our security can be intact as we carry the people to and from their abode. Because when you kill somebody, it's not just a driver, it's also the passengers who's hurt, an entire family, an entire community, and the workforce is hurt when a taximan or a busman is killed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Newman. As you know, Big Stone Television stand in solidarity with you and with the families of those. So our condolences goes out to the family of these 77 slain taxi operators who are first responders, and we mourn their loss. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you also, Big Stone, for Big Stone TV. Thank you for your continued support to the public transport sector.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am at Manor Center, Manor Park, and I'm here with Lorraine Finnegan. Mr. Finnegan, state your name and what is your position in this
Lorraine
cause?
Finnegan,
Mm-hmm.
President and Director of Communication of the All Voice Transportation Group.
What are your thoughts today being here owing to the fact that 77 taxi operators were murdered since the beginning of this year?
In general speaking, we within the public transportation sector are deeply concerned about the crime situation right across this country. But we are here today specifically because it is reached an alarming rate within the public transportation sector, of which I am one of the leaders and a representative of. And when you look at one sector losing in excess of 76 of its members within the first 9 months of the calendar year, it is bad. And what I do know is that any other sector lose even 5 of their members, much less 76, it would have been a crisis within this country. And so we decided to take today off as a day of mourning, 1, and 2 is to use this opportunity to more send a message to the government of Jamaica that we need the government to take the crime situation in this country more seriously than they have been taking it. While we know for a fact that government can't police every car, every location, every home, we are aware of that. And so we have started to put in place some suggestions, some ideas, some forum for our operators to take precautionary measures and also to implement some form of security for themselves. One of those initiatives will start this Friday at UTEC. We will be having a sensitization program for our members. So when we put that apart, that is as much as we can do for ourselves. Where crime is concerned, it is the responsibility and the portfolio of the government of Jamaica through its security ministry. And then you bring it down to the JSAF and the Jamaica Defense Force. And I personally is not concerned that the government of Jamaica is taking the crime situation seriously as they should. And I say this because of a number of reasons, but I'll tell you the first 3 on top. The government of Jamaica, through the Ministry of National Security, the Ministry of Justice, the Commissioner of Police, the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, they have repeatedly tell us that they know how many gangs are in Jamaica. They know where the gangs are located, and they know how much members are in each gang. They have repeatedly tell us that there are just a little over 300 violence producers across Jamaica. And they have always tell us repeatedly that a lot of crimes that are being committed are repeated offenders. So my position is that if the government of Jamaica, through its intelligence, have all of these information, why aren't they dismantling the gang? Why aren't they doing something about these 300 violence producers? And those repeated offenders, why aren't they taken off of the street for longer period? And if what I'm saying is true, which it cannot be refuted, the government have those estimated figures around them, it means that they know where to find these people. There's no way they could just come up with a figure out of their head. Because of their intelligence, they know where the gangs are, they know where the repeated offenders are, and they know where the violence producers are. And if they know this of a fact, then it don't need a rocket science to go here and bring these people under control and bring them onto justice.
What do you say to your members in terms of their morale, them being afraid to even participate in a protest, losing their lives and or family members' lives? What do you say to these?
For over a year, I have been personally trying. There are other leaders within the sector that have been trying to get these operators to participate in several events that we have that would have helped them to change their own moral standing. One. Two is help them to bring about a sense of security for their personal self and their family. And three is for us to come together as a team, as an organization, as a body, to bring the issue of security in a forceful way to the authority. Now, they have always explained to me the fear in participating. For instance, when I decided to take up the matter of extortion, the police are telling our members that they must come in, give a written statement, sign it, and then go to court. Now the operators are saying, Mr. Finnegan, if we are to do that, we have to ensure that there is a heavy contingency of police that will be taking them from the courthouse to the airport to leave the island to an undisclosed location. Because to do that, they will be signing their death warrant. There are other security issues that we have separate and apart from extortion, especially as it relates to the police. And when I say to them, let us bring in the information on the police that we are having problem on with out here, unnecessary problem. They say to me, Mr. Finnegan, if we report the police and that police don't come back after us, he's going to send him squadding. Because there is squadding mentality that still exists within the force. So when you look at all of these fear-driven factors, it is going to be almost impossible to get an operator to come forward. When I look at some of the tickets that they have gotten, and I said these are tickets that can be easily be contested in the court, they say, Mr. Finnegan, if we go to court, the judge is going to subpoena the police. And when the police come, and you stand up and give your side of the story, and the judge show the case, that police going to live on you for the rest of your life out there. So, one, so Finnegan, it is easier, we just go to the tax office and pay the money, rather than go to court to contest it.
I am deeply saddened by the statistic. That is why I'm here, standing in solidarity with you. The struggle continues and something must be done, because His Imperial Majesty says it is those that could have acted and helped to make a difference that didn't, that causes evil to triumph over good. Mr. Finnegan, I want to thank you so much. I'm here standing on the ground with you, enhancing your plight to the Jamaican people and the rest of the world.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You are good, you are kind. I have never seen your kind. I am devoted to your praise and forever to your name. You are good, you are kind. I have never seen your kind. I am devoted to your